You are sure you got the mic right?
I'm 100% sure we got the mic right.
Okay. Are we live?
We are live. What's going on, guys? This is B-Rad here.
Yeah, this is Postman.
And this is Poor Therapy. If you have any questions or you want opinions or anything like that, or even if like you want to confess to something, you can call in anonymously or whatever. And you could just talk to us and we'll give you Poor Therapy and give you our opinion on whatever you want to talk about. How was your day today, Sean? Or Postman.
It was pretty good. Worked out, went grocery shopping, which wasn't bad, considering the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
It really wasn't that bad out. But that's really
For us, it was packed.
Yeah, what time did you go?
Well, we went in the evening, so about 4 o'clock.
No, we just went like 6 o'clock.
Oh, okay. But let's see. Today, all I did is put away all of our Christmas decorations, and I kind of cleaned up like some areas of the house, like the back porch where we had all the food and stuff for the Christmas dinners and whatnot.
Yeah.
It was a mess, so I had to deep clean all that. And then I just came to the garage, tidied everything up. I moved some stuff, threw away some stuff, and just trying to get everything back to somewhat organized. But that's pretty it. My day was pretty boring, really.
Yeah. So was mine. Uneventful.
Yeah, it was uneventful. But I want to show you this video that we talked about the other night. Well, we didn't talk about the video, but we talked about something similar. So,
all right, bring it on.
Let me see if I can remember how to do this. All right, share.
Summer temperatures, the gar especially, they are all in feeding mode, pretty much constantly hovering around my island.
This is a subs.
All right, wait a minute.
Hi, everybody.
All right. So this is that video that we was talking about, the cistern. Somebody turned their cistern into a like underground aquarium. And it's pretty cool. I watched the video when, I don't know if it's the same guy. It looks like the same guy, but when he first started it and he only had like one fish and like a couple rocks or whatever. So this is that video.
So today in the eel pit, everyone is enjoying the summer temperatures. The gar especially, they are all in feeding mode, pretty much constantly hovering around my island waiting for food to hit the water. Whenever I put my hands in the water, I got to watch out now because the gar will snap at me. There's Strawberry, my albino sterlet there. And there is Garlic. This catfish here, this catfish is probably only 2 years old, somewhere around 2 years.
So yeah, you could potentially have a bunch of huge fish underneath your house.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking, I wonder if anybody like down in Florida or whatever has like their own alligator. Like,
oh yeah, I'm sure.
You think so?
I'm sure.
That'd be pretty cool. I mean, it'd be terrifying knowing that you have like a 8-foot, 9-foot alligator in your cistern or something, but it would be pretty cool. There was one other thing I wanted to show you.
So I got a question for you.
All right, go ahead.
What would you do, or how would you feel if your kid or kids grow up to hate you?
All right. What would I do, or how would I feel if my kids grew up to hate me?
Yeah.
All right. So if they grow up to hate me, obviously, either you done something to make them hate you, or God, I don't know. There could be a lot of different situations about that because, like, one parent could turn on the other and kind of poison the kids against the other parent. I don't know. I don't exactly know what I would do, but I would try my hardest to try to get my kids to like me again.
You try to mend the relationship?
Yeah, I would try to mend the relationship. Because, I mean, that's you pass it on, like, you know, whatever you pass on, and that's your legacy and whatnot. So it's best to, you know, try to make sure your kids like you and everything. And plus, like, when you get older, your kids are the ones that are going to be taking care of you. If your kids hate you, you're going to be 80, 70, you know, years old. Be either alone in your house or alone in a nursing home. So I would much rather have kids, you know, wanting to see me after they get off work or something and going out to eat and chilling and whatnot than sitting in my house all alone over something stupid and that could easily be fixed. So what would you do? And how would you fix it? Well, fixing it is obviously just a bunch of attempts at trying to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's like situation based, like, you know, depending on what the problem is. I don't know. You know, I'm a pretty stubborn man. I think if we got into an argument about something that I, you know, felt a certain way about, I don't know. I don't know if I would overcome my own stubbornness or not. I think it'd be like one of those things where, like, I think I'm in the right, and I'm going to stay in the right.
That's how a lot of people are.
Yeah.
But if you're like, I try to actively be open-minded as much as I can, but like, people get stuck in their ways pretty easy.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the right mind frame and thinking of other people's perspectives and everything, then it's pretty hard to do the whole open-minded thing.
I guess I'm trying to think of like if I have a daughter, for example, if I have a daughter and or a son, and they're with someone or trying to be with someone that I don't agree with at all. And it's like, you know,
now see that, like, that part's tricky. Yeah. Like if they're your kid or whatever, you want what's best for them. You're obviously going to give them, you know, your wisest and best advice. But after 18, I mean, they're free to do whatever. So you don't really have a lot of.
Well, yeah, and I'm free to do whatever too, right?
Yeah,
and so like I could be like, all right, you know, don't bring them around, and if that's like going to be a barrier between us, then that's your choice. It's not mine.
Yeah, but see, that's an avenue you're cutting off from your kid, so you're putting restrictions on them and whatnot. And
but you do that anyways. Like, don't do drugs.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. But like I said, like, you know, hopefully over the years of you parenting them and you telling them, you know, why not to do drugs and, you know, everything, hopefully that gets ingrained in their brain before, you know, hopefully.
But, you know, it's just, I've met some of the nicest people, some of the greatest people, but their kids turn out to be just the worst. Like meth heads. I mean, it happens, man. You know, it happens every day. And, you know, I'm just trying to think, like, you know, how would I react in that situation?
It would definitely be hard.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, after somebody turns 18, they're free to do whatever they want. So if they want to go do crack all day or heroin or, you know, whatever, or just, you know, steal, whatever.
Or like, oh, man, I watched the Dahmer series on Netflix, and like it really about Jeffrey Dahmer.
All right, okay.
And it kind of highlights like how his parents reacted and whatnot, and like his dad kind of stuck by him till the end.
I mean, that's a good dad, though.
Is it
stuck to your kid to the end? I mean,
he ate people.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that's morally wrong or whatever, but I mean, 100% A+ for the parent.
You don't think your kid
for the parent role? You know, stand by your kid.
Would you?
All right. So if I found out my kid was eating somebody or going around killing people, I would obviously turn them in. You know, that's
okay. That's a good start.
I would turn them in because, you know, they gotta face the, you know, repercussions of whatever they did. But I would still tell them, like, hey, like, you is wrong. I love you. Let's try to fix it the best we can and deal with the consequences.
See, I think I'd disown them.
You would disown them?
I think so. I think that like I have limits. Like I would feel disgusted in myself for raising such a monster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just the things that parents get for their kids as well. Oh, give me a second.
Technical difficulties. So you don't think your kid could do anything that you would disown them?
All right.
Or if they punch their mother straight in the face?
Well, then I'd, discipline them. I would discipline them if, they're going around hitting people and whatnot. I don't know. Hopefully I don't ever have to make a choice like that.
Yeah.
'Cause
Hopefully.
that would be, God, that'd be rough.
It's a scary thought.
That is a scary thought. And just think, millions of people deal with that every day.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be you tomorrow. Hopefully not. Let's keep positive vibes.
This is poor therapy.
Poor therapy, but positive vibes.
Okay. Well, we want to start doing Reddit posts.
I want to show you one more thing
Okay.
that I found on TikTok that I thought was pretty interesting. Give me a second. Oh, wait a minute. I can use the mouse now. I forgot. All right. Let's see. Which one is it? Oh. All right. So I don't know how you feel about the whole, I don't even know what you'd call this.
Are we getting political again?
It's a little political. All right. Give me a second. Let me share it so people can see. All right. So this is, I don't remember her name. It's a House Democrat, but yeah, just watch it, and then I want to know your input on it.
All right.
You ready?
Plan to make important investments to address the roadway safety crisis, including the critical funding that would accelerate the development. And this is an area I've written to you about, of the use of female dummies in crash testing. This will start to fight the gender inequity among vehicle safety and crash victims. This budget also builds upon and helps actualize.
All right. So I want to know your opinion.
Okay. Right off the bat, my gut reaction is, are you serious?
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. So,
But hang on.
all right.
Okay, but like if there are actual, like, if there's actual evidence out there to suggest that, like, because I can see if you had a female test dummy, which I don't know that there would be much difference in like an actual test dummy, but like if you could simulate like a pregnant woman in a crash test, like I think that might have some merit to it. But as far as like a standard like plastic or wood dummy versus another plastic or wood dummy, I mean, you're just shaping them different. What's the matter? But like I said, if you were trying to simulate like a pregnancy, then I think that's different.
I think it's just pointless money spending. I think it's just one of the avenues that the government has found, spend money on, and not all the money can go to whatever they say it does, and that's just one way that they've found try to get money to go wherever they want. If that makes sense.
I think you're just a pessimist.
I don't know about all that. All right.
Need to get you a tinfoil hat. That's what you need to wear.
I
for
might
this
need one.
podcast.
I might need one soon. Let's see. Let me find this other thing I want to show you. All right. This is also political. I want to know what you think about this. My opinion is I think it's insane.
Congresswoman has been earning a $174,000 government salary from a nursing home. Kay Granger has been living in a nursing home for the past 6 months after she was found wandering lost and confused in her neighborhood, which has ignited furious debate over America's elderly politicians. In a statement, Granger admitted to health challenges over the past year, but thanked everyone for their support and well wishes. An 81-year-old
All right. What's your opinion of that?
I don't ever want to be. I guess I don't want to be treated differently for my age, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay, but on the stance of the government, like,
I think it plain as day, experience comes with age.
yeah,
I
but
I do think that, you know, as we kind of stated before, old spider, gross. As we stated before, I lost my train of thought.
about the government.
You know, having like new, fresh perspective, you can get set in your ways very,
Yeah.
very easily, and you can think like you can not be open minded, and I feel like a lot of a current older generation is very closed minded. Give me a second. Hello. Yes, we're currently going.
We can hear it.
Okay, bye. That was the wife. Sorry.
That's all right. Do you remember where you left off at?
You know, it can be very easy to get set in your ways, and so I mean that, you know, that is a problem. But I think that that the current older generation, I tell her we're live and she texted me.
That's all right.
Is set in their ways heavily and are not open minded as much as like our current generation. I think when we get older, we're going to be more open minded.
Yeah, that's possible. All right, but do you want to know my opinion on this? I think we should have scientific studies into when the average person starts to do like mental decline and everything. And that, whatever age, 70, 75, 80 should be the term limit or the age, that politicians have to step down.
You know, there's an age restriction already for how young you can be. You have to be like, what, 32 or something like that?
I don't know. Let me
In order to be president.
Let me look that up.
But
I've done forgot all my history.
Yeah, what's the age requirement for presidency?
All right, so to become a president,
35.
Yep, 35.
Okay, so I was close.
Be a resident of the United States for 14 years.
So if there is already an age restriction on being president, then why wouldn't there? A lot of technical difficulties this episode.
Yeah. I'm not that good at anything, guys.
We are not professionals. This is poor therapy. But if there is already a age restriction for how young you can be, then why shouldn't there be one for how old you can be?
Yeah.
Because the military has an age restriction of how old you can be. Cutoff's like 40 or 41.
Yeah.
Or actually, I think it is 40. You have to be 39 and under. And so, I mean, why shouldn't that apply to, positions of government?
Do you think there should be term limits?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I do too.
Absolutely.
I don't think that,
I think there should be term limits as far down as mayor. I don't think you should have the same mayor for 30 some years.
Yeah, I believe in that too, actually. Yeah, because if you get somebody that's, kind of chummy and doesn't really do anything, and then he's stuck in there for 20 years, that's 20 years of the people's lives that are,
Especially like when you have the ones that are like, the good old boys.
Yeah.
Like they all know each other and just keep getting reelected and reelected.
Yeah,
and
but I mean that's kind of like the local thing though.
Yeah.
It's hard to have change in a local area. At least fast change.
Yeah.
But all right. I just wanted your opinion on that.
Okay.
I just thought it's kind of crazy that, you know, a congresswoman can be in a nursing home and still have a seat and everything and be mental declined. It's just kind of crazy. All right. Do you have a good Reddit post?
Not at the moment.
All right. I'm going to.
Here, you find one. I'll just talk.
All right.
So my last video got my latest video on my channel, Postworks, shout out, has like 98 views,
Okay. That's pretty good.
and I've gained 2 subscribers. I'm up to 11 subscribers, and they have to be people that I don't know.
Okay.
And so I mean that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then my previous video has 50 some views, and it's just I don't know why I'm getting so many views because in my previous video before that it only has 10.
I've tried to understand the whole algorithm thing.
The algorithm is cray,
and
man.
It still makes no sense to me. Because like certain things get pushed, other things don't. Like I don't know. It's that's a whole mind boggle.
Did you get anything crazy for Christmas? I got a table saw.
I got a very high tech car reader because I've been wanting one for a while. So Carmen got me a high tech car reader, and it like scans like everything. It does tests on
Like vehicle car reader?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Plus, I'm gonna need it for when I take out the engine in her truck. So
Cool. I need you to check engine light in my wife's car.
All right. I haven't used it yet. I was gonna use it earlier today, but then I got caught up in cleaning and everything. And
That's a heck of a gift. A high end one like that can run you about $300.
yeah, well, that's about the price of it, I think.
I didn't know that like the standard ones of them are all programmed differently.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they can only read like certain models of cars and stuff.
Yep. Give me a second. I'm not finding any good ones right now. And then I got
Have you ever felt like you're addicted to something? I didn't mean to cut you off.
all
Sorry.
right. Have I ever felt like I'm addicted to something?
Yeah.
Pepsi.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know what chemical they put in Pepsi, but it's like my drug. I need it I wouldn't say every time I eat because sometimes I'll drink water, but like it definitely when it's dinner time and stuff, I don't know if it's like my survival habit or something that's toned in on Pepsi, but I need Pepsi when I'm eating dinner. And I can like taste it in my mouth. It's weird. But yeah, I would say addicted to Pepsi. I don't really have any other thing that like I'm addicted to. I mean, I guess other than video gaming, but I don't know if that's just because I need something to waste time on or because I haven't found a good game that like I want to play in like a while.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's an actual habit or just something to spend time on. I don't know. Do you have any?
I'd say marijuana.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty addicted to that.
Now, what makes you addicted to that?
I just feel like, I guess, cranky without it.
Okay.
That's probably the best way to describe it. It's like I'm not like itching for my next fix or nothing. Like I wouldn't say it's that far, but I'm
Do
definitely.
you feel kind of dull without it?
No, if anything, I feel like super sensitive without
Okay,
it.
all right.
If anything, that's why I like it is because it dulls
Kinda
me.
dulls you out.
Yeah, it numbs me out. But then I also have a bad like smoking habit just in general. Like I just enjoy smoking, and a lot of I get a lot of people don't, but like I enjoy smoking cigarettes, cigars, vaping, marijuana. But I'm not big into drinking, which is kind of a more popular option, I think.
I'm not into drinking just because all my family.
Yeah. I'd be scared if you ever
Yeah.
got into drinking.
Well, I went through a little spell, but I got myself out of it.
Almost everybody goes through a phase. You know, I mean, I went through a phase when I was in the military.
Well, so my phase was drinking a cup of creamsicle moonshine every evening after work. And I did that for 6 to 7 months. And then I remember getting up, going to the fridge because I was hungry. I wasn't even thirsty or whatever. I was hungry. And I was like, all right, well, I'll get me a snack. And the first thing I grabbed was the jug of moonshine without even thinking. And I was like, what in the world? And it kind of like stunned me for a second. I don't know if like it was just like a realization of something.
Yeah.
But I was like, what am I doing? And then ever since that, it was just ingrained in my head. And then I was like, all right, well, you know what? I'm just going to stop that because, you know, if you start drinking and then it just keeps on and that just eats away your world. And I'd rather not do that. So that was the last time. That wasn't the last time I drank moonshine. That was like the last time I did it continuously. And then now I only give myself like 1 or 2 nights a year to drink, just so like I don't go down that road or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, what was I doing? Oh yeah. All right, I got one here.
Okay.
Let me click on it.
Give me a second.
All right, this one's a bit long. So this Reddit post says, I need to leave home and get my life back. I'm 27 and I had a bad run with my bachelor's degree. I just completed my bachelorette after 4 years and with a band 7 and planning to go abroad. This was not always the case as I wanted to make it here in Nepal. Now, since I've realized I'm not capable enough to make it here, I'm looking to go abroad. I make nothing. I am jobless here and staying home every day is killing me mentally as I went through a bad breakup of 9 years. I had started working when I was 17 and had an optimistic approach to life, but life threw obstacles like crazy. I have blank mind currently. Okay, so this guy does not live in America. I can just tell based on his typing. I have blank mind currently and no idea. I have no idea where to approach. I'm fed up staying with my parents and causing me chronic anxiety every day. I need some spark in my life to completely pivot my life from what it is. I visited countless countries and that I look up in the internet, but none of them seem to have a non-biased counseling as everyone praises the options their company can provide. I'm in a rough place. All right, this one's going to be a little hard. All right, so obviously this person is not from America, so they're a foreigner. I couldn't even imagine living in another country.
Yeah.
Could you think of that?
I mean, I've been to other countries.
That would just be like just trying to put yourself in somebody else's life and then their opportunities,
Their culture,
and,
their way of life.
That'd be crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna try my best to give my poor therapy here.
Okay.
All right. So pretty much where he's at. His job doesn't pay anything for his degree. There's not really any jobs around him. He can't stand being home anymore. So if I was him, I would just travel. I would do whatever job I could to build up as much money as I could. And then I would get on a plane, go to the next area, wherever, and then do the same thing there. And then just keep jumping around until I found some point or context that I would want to live my life that way or doing whatever I was doing at the time. Was that pretty good? What's your opinion?
Okay. Well, I think you just gotta find, a spark. Like you can't just sit around and wait for something to come to you. You got to actively go out there and try to find something. And I think we touched on this last time. It's like, you know, you got to try different things and see what, you know, piques your curiosity, you know, makes your brain tingle. But yeah, I think, and as far as like staying home, living with your parents, you know, I think that's just, I don't know. How do you feel about that? Like,
All right.
because
So
for me, morally, like I was done living with my parents. I was ready to move out. And so in my mind, it's like, yeah, okay, you know, when you become an adult, it's time to start on your own and whatnot. However, if it were my kids, I'd be more than welcoming to, you know, keep them with me if they were going through a bad spot.
yeah, yeah. I don't know, because like my opinion has kind of changed on some things here recently. Like the whole parent thing, like if it was up to me and I had the financial stability or whatever in the room for like my parents to live with me, I'd allow it. But I don't have the room and I'm not rich and don't have the financial stability. So,
You said like your parents live with you. You mean your kids?
or yeah, my kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad.
Would you take care of your parents?
Yeah, I would take care of my parents.
Really?
Yeah.
I would not have expected even your dad.
But yeah, I would take care of my dad. Because I mean, it's all about your character and about what you put out for life and whatnot and what you do.
Okay. I think it says a lot about you.
Okay.
In a good way. In a good way. I don't know that I mean, I don't think I would take my parents in. I think I would do everything I could to get them in like a home or something. But that'd be as far as I go. I wouldn't take them in.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't let them be homeless.
Yeah.
But like,
Well, I would do everything in my power to, make them not homeless before I'd have to physically step in.
well, I'm thinking more like when they're 80 and like they can barely get around and stuff.
Yeah, I would take care of them. Just because, like, when they're at that age and everything, like, any day could be the day. And I would want to spend as much time as possible with my parents before they pass away. Because once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
Like, there ain't no coming back. Based on your religion outlook and everything.
I mean, you're saying this, but then, how come you don't try to have a better relationship with your parents? Because
I have a pretty good relationship with one of them.
Okay.
The other, it's mainly like a two-way street thing. Like, they're free to come here whenever they want.
Okay, but so he didn't really take care of you much as a kid. So why should you turn around and take care of them when they're older?
Well, like I just said, it's like a character standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all like what I put out. Like, yeah, somebody could have done something in their past, and how do I know what that individual went through when they were going through it and everything?
See, I don't think I could. I don't think I could get over it. I couldn't get past it.
I don't know. It's a complicated issue. So, but like I said, like I would still do, based on my character and what I put out and everything. I would still try to do the best thing or the moral thing.
Mm.
But yeah, you got anything else?
So what does it take for someone to, I guess, burn you?
All right.
Like, what is the point of no return? Because it seems like you're a very forgiving
No,
character.
I mean, I try to be forgiving, but it depends on. Let's see. I guess like the only way somebody could really burn a bridge with me is if it affects my family. Because for me, like I'm not that worried about it. Like things don't, you can say whatever you want. It's not going to affect me.
Yeah, but you gonna let people use you?
No, I wouldn't let somebody use me. You have to take like every situation and everything, and let's see. God, you're hitting me with some deep ones tonight. All right, let me see. I wouldn't let people use me because I would know when to cut off and to distance myself and everything. So, give me a second. You hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, for me, I feel like it wouldn't take much for me to burn a bridge with somebody. Like, you do wrong by me, that's it. Unless you're willing to apologize for it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I would want somebody to apologize and to own up to it. Take their repercussions and whatnot. If they can't, then that's where I just distance myself and I just like you go do whatever you're gonna do. I'm gonna stay away from you.
So then, why?
Oh God.
Why do you give me such a hard time about a certain individual?
Maybe I just want to try to see if you can't mend something, and that way your life is better off.
Mm.
Was that pretty good?
I think you're a hypocrite. That's what I think.
I mean, everybody's a hypocrite. All right, I got a good one.
Okay.
It's the Reddit post. Oh shit! Wait a minute. All right. How do I deepen relationships? I don't have a lot of good friends, practically no friends. And in my new class, most people are introvert. And I have some old school friends, not in my class. I never hang out with them. I can make conversation, but I am socially awkward. How do I become a friend with people I just met or with people at school? I'm worried they think I'm weird, and my 18th birthday is coming up. So, we're going to brainstorm here.
Okay.
How do you think you could deepen relationships? Obviously, spending time with them and, inviting them to things. And
Well, I think, introverts have a really hard time being themselves. And I think if you're worried about being yourself, then don't be yourself. Be the person you want to be. Like,
that's a hard concept, though, to try to put into action.
I don't think so. I mean, I think you put out how you want individuals to see you.
Yeah.
Like, I want people, for me personally, I want people to think that I'm a good man. I want people to think that I'm a good husband.
Yeah.
And so that's what I try to put out there. But I'm not a socially active person.
No social butterfly.
Yeah, I don't go out of my way to try to make friends. If anything, I wait for someone else to make like the first move.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not interested in getting to know new people.
I'm kind of both. It depends. I guess it depends on my energy that on the day of whatever's happening.
Yeah.
So like sometimes like if I like gotta like, meet people or shake hands or whatever, I'll just like in my head be like, all right, it doesn't really care what they think or, what they say. Just, go out and do whatever. And that kind of helps me be way more open and I guess like break the ice more. It's easier. Doesn't work all the time. Sometimes, you know, the other person is a brick wall and you're just both standing there just looking at each other and everything. That happens a lot. That actually happened to me Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I was helping somebody drive a car back from going to go get another car.
Okay.
And this older gentleman that I guess was a neighbor or lived there. I'm not entirely sure. I never even took it that far, but came out and we started talking, and you know, the first couple minutes went good. You know, we just started talking about each other's lives and this and that and whatnot. And then after that, it was just like me looking at him, him looking at me, like the whole just dead silence thing.
Yeah.
And I tried to break it and just ask, like, you know, how was his day and this and that, and you know, what did he get for Christmas and all this.
Man, some people just aren't into small
But
talk.
he was just short answering me. I couldn't, like, you know how like if somebody answers you with something, you can spin it into something else. There
Yeah.
was no spin in anything this guy said.
Yeah.
It was just dead. And I was like,
That sounds like
Man.
me. That sounds like me.
and then it just made the whole situation of standing there like awkward.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, in my head, like, all right, you know, come on, let's hurry up, let's go.
See, I'd rather sit in awkward silence than make awkward conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
So, yeah, but you know, then I just walk away and continue on with my day. So, yeah, that's how that went. All right, let's see. How can we, let's find a different one, actually. We'll find one that's a little better. That's way too long to read. You got anything good?
Mm-mm.
I think I'm going to do a garden this year.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I do have something. I have news.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it.
I have settled on a degree path.
All right. What's a degree?
I am going to major in mechanical engineering.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So mechanical engineering. So what? So like engines?
So mechanical engineering involves anything that has moving parts. So
All
that
right.
could be engines.
Well, that's a good engineer degree to get into then.
So if not that, then
'Cause it's
civil
got a broad
engineering.
scope.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
But like, you know, you're also talking like robotics and,
Yeah.
and all that kinds of stuff.
And that's definitely going to be the future.
Yeah.
So it's definitely that's actually a good thing.
So I mean,
What made you think of that?
okay, so I can't see myself working as an engineer. And that kind of got me caught up on like what degree path to choose, because it was like, you know,
So you want to be like a designer eventually, and like a blueprint person.
that's more like architect.
Okay.
That'd be like an architectural engineer working with like blueprints and shit like that.
All right.
But all right, so I was caught up on whether I should just do something because I love it, or if I should do something because it'd be profitable, like, you know, as a career. And finally, I decided that I just want to do something that I would enjoy. And so I can't necessarily see myself working as a mechanical engineer, but I think I'm going to enjoy the education path the most.
Yeah.
And like, I think I'm going to enjoy the classes and stuff that I'm going to take.
Okay. So what about your life after all the classes, and then you got to deal with all the, you know, mechanical stuff?
What do you mean mechanical stuff?
So do you mean like the solving part of mechanical stuff, like, you know, fixing whatnot?
Well, I mean, it's such a broad spectrum. I don't know what I would want to like specialize in, I guess. I think like prototyping would be kind of interesting.
Prototyping.
Yeah.
So just like being an inventor, making
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun. I've actually thought about a couple things, and in my brain, I have some blueprints of them. Because all right. So one of them is like a gyrosphere. You know what that is?
Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, when I was thinking of all this, I was pretty out there, but it got me thinking about like magnets and trying to make like a gyrosphere with magnets and whatnot and producing energy and having like some type of energy form. And I thought about all this in my head, but the only thing that kind of gets me, the only reason why I haven't enacted it is where you get all the stuff, like all the parts.
You got to get stuff like that, like custom made.
Yeah, see that part is extremely hard because I looked up online and I was on Amazon, looking at different things and trying to figure out if I could use this or use that to be able to make this, and I was like this is a lot. So that's pretty much it on that. But congratulations on your path or your choice of
Thank you.
engineering.
You got one?
For some reason, I'm getting a lot of foreign like Reddit posts. I don't know if there's a way to filter that, because I can tell most of these posts aren't American just by like how they're typing.
Talking about like foreigners and stuff like that. When I went to the mental institution, I got to meet a very diverse group of people, and there was this Army soldier that was from Africa.
Okay.
And he was telling me about like his childhood and growing up and stuff. And it's crazy, dude. Like, I mean, they like chop each other's heads off over a chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just the stuff that, he talked about and whatnot, and how he gets so frustrated, like living in America, because he just like he wants to, do how he was raised and whatnot. But he's, you got all these laws and limitations, and he's like super protective of his kids and stuff. And that's the reason why he was there, is because he was like, I want to kill people.
Well, I mean, a lot of people don't really comprehend life in those type of areas, which I probably spend way more time than I should, but I spend a lot of time like looking at other videos and stuff of like people from like Russia, Africa, Australia, and just like seeing how like life is going on for them in that area. And some of the places is insane. Like I said, like the machete thing, I watched a video, it's probably like a week ago or whatever, of the context of it was about like two farmers fighting, and they had machetes and they were just going at it over somebody stole the other farmers, I think it was like a cow or something, and they were just like going at it with these machetes, and you could see blood and everything everywhere. And then I was just thinking, like, that is insane, like trying to chop somebody up over a cow.
Yeah.
But that's everyday life for, other places.
But I mean, that cow is their livelihood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that feeds their family.
Yeah.
That's all they have is sometimes a cow. And people are willing to kill for it. But that's kind of insane. All right. Let me see.
I met a lot of interesting people while I was there. I met a Marine that was a heroin addict. I met another Army soldier that was a cocaine addict and worked for like high national security operations. It was funny. He was telling me like he'd go through the base checkpoint, and they're like armed guards and they're meant to shoot on sight. And he's like, I'd have my little baggie sitting in my pouch right here, and then I could pull up the work, pull out my spoon, and do a little snort before he goes in.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta think like there's somebody like that around here.
Yeah.
I mean, like it could be anywhere, everywhere. You gotta think of like all the millions and millions of people there is. People get so contracted to where they're at and just what's around them. The any problem that you're having, a million other people are having.
Yeah.
So you're not alone.
That's your poor therapy.
All right. Give me a second. I'm trying to find a good post. Let's see. I need to do a little better with finding some good Reddit posts. I tried looking earlier, but I couldn't really find any. And then the computer kind of went whacked out on me. All right. I got something. Let's see. This is a confessions page. You can confess on here too, by the way, guys. We'll listen to you. You can call in anonymously, and nobody will ever know who you are. And you can just confess to whatever you want, other than murder. I mean, if you confess to murder, I do have to turn it in. So try not to confess to anything that will incriminate you. That would be bad. Somebody call in, and obviously, I would hope it's a joke or whatever, but still.
All right, I got one.
All right, let's hear it.
My wife of 3 years, age 25, has been constantly on Reddit and TikTok over the past 8 months to a point where both take up anywhere from 9 to 13 hours of her battery usage. She got into them heavily after I sent her one, and it just spiraled to the point where she is writing her own for clout, I guess. 2 of them that I know she wrote herself were about a man whose dad he was cheating on his boyfriend and cut him off for a year, then coming back begging to reconcile. One that she showed me she wrote earlier tonight before bed was where a 40-year-old woman found her husband cheating with their 20-year-old stepdaughter. That one posted has already gained so much attraction that I'll probably be on TikTok by morning. We work at the same company. She has gotten written up for being on her phone multiple times to the point where she might get fired. I've tried to get her to go to therapy because a lot of these are disturbing scenarios she's writing about, but says it's just a creative outlet. I'm worried for her, and honestly, if she doesn't quit, I'm most likely going to separate from her, and she's shown me a much darker and twisted side of her mind through these. So this woman's like coming up with, these clout scenarios and posting them on TikTok and like social media.
And people are, getting into it.
Yeah. And she's like obsessed with it.
Well, I mean, if it's all fake and everything. Oh God. All right. If it's fake and everything, I wouldn't really care. Because like I said, like
I think I'd tell her to write a book. I'd be like, that's some creative writing right there,
Yeah, put that to good use. Yeah, write a book.
I mean, you think they're all dark and twisted and whatnot, but like there's some really dark and twisted shit out there.
Yeah.
But I think aside from that, the obsession with social media and stuff, I mean, that is a bit of a problem, I think.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the other thing is like, that's how most people's lives are now. It's mostly social. So do you jump on the social bandwagon and, try to get into it and whatnot, or do you just leave it out and live your life? I think a good balance of both, by the way.
Well, I think it's like, you're choosing social media over me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do have to watch. If you are married or you got a relationship, you got to take the time, with your spouse and your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, whatever. And you got to make the relationship work. And it's not going to work if you're on TikTok 13 hours.
And I mean, the same can be said for like people who game all the time. You know, you're putting gaming
Yep.
before your spouse, and or you know putting anything before your spouse. I don't agree with that. I don't think, other than like say your kids. But yeah, I mean, I think if you're in a marriage especially, then nothing should really come before your spouse or your
Yeah.
significant other.
Yeah, I believe that too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you definitely gotta like you definitely have to have a balance. I would say that's probably one of my favorite words is try to keep a balance. So you know, if you're spending 13 hours or, you know, whatever time on TikTok, cut it down. You know, it's not that important. Your personal life is the most important thing because that's you. So, yeah, just have limitations on it. That's what I do. Which I would say I only waste my time really at nighttime on social media. I try to stay off of it. I try to stay productive, you know, play with the kids, spend time with the wife, everything. Like, yeah, I mean, that's basically it. That's our poor theory for that one. All right. I'm trying to find a good confession. All right. This is a decent one. I hope it's not as long as. All right. This one's not too bad. All right. So this dude confessed and said, let's see. I threw up on someone's winter jacket and snow pants and walked away. So, let's see. Let me see. Edit. All right, I'll read it from here. I was in third grade, I think. I wasn't feeling well, so I called home. While I was getting ready to leave, putting on my winter gear, it hit me. I was going to puke. And just as the feeling hit me, I vomited. It must have been shortly after eating because it wasn't bile, it was actual vomit. I threw up all over my classmates' winter gear, snow pants, and jacket. Probably got a few of my classmates. I panicked and was also confused as it had happened so fast that I just walked away, walked out of the school. I think I looked around and seen somebody, but wasn't sure. I think about it from time to time how disgusting it must have been for them to come out for recess or the end of the day to find their snow gear covered in puke. I am sorry. So this happened in third grade.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even, it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, give me a second. I hate this new TikTok thing. To prove that I guess they got a bunch of robots running TikTok now.
Yeah.
And to prove that you're human, you have to take a humanoid test, which is just sliding the picture over. So after, I think it's like 20 minutes, the thing pops up on TikTok and you have to do it.
Oh, well, we've been going for almost an hour already.
Oh, we have.
Wow.
All right, but anyway, for this confession that he threw up on somebody's winter jacket and snow pants, it happened in third grade. I mean, if it happened, it would suck. Don't get me wrong. It would suck if I came back from recess or whatever and there was just throw up on my stuff. But it happened in third grade. I mean, you're a kid. Don't know any better. I wouldn't really think it would matter.
Yeah, I don't put much merit behind that one.
Yeah.
How long have we been going? Is it an hour?
59 minutes.
You want to get ready to call it?
I want to read one more.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. I don't want to do that one. That one's a little dark. Some of them are a bit crazy. And there's a lot of nasty ones. All right, we'll read this one. Friend who keeps trying to get everywhere into my life. So I have this friend, and he's a nice guy and all, but he's also really annoying at times. He's constantly trying to come into my life with every friend. I'm guessing this is a kid who wrote this. And it's starting to affect my relationship with other people. I also don't want to ditch him. So what do I do? All right.
I feel like that could be an adult scenario.
You think so?
Yeah, like I said, I feel like people got too much free time on their hands. But as far as, I mean, if you consider them a friend, then I would be honest with them and be like, "Yo, like you need to back off a little bit." And you know, if you're worried about losing them that way, then I mean, it sounds like you're not
Really a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they're gonna, I guess, get mad and stop talking to you because you
Want to set boundaries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need some space and whatnot. I mean, that proves that they're not really a friend. So, you know, that's pretty simple. But no.
How do you treat? Here's a question for you.
All right.
How do you treat your closest friend? Because to me, my closest friend is like a brother to me. Like I share everything with them. I don't keep any secrets. I am, 100% authentic all the time
Yeah.
with them. And like I'm never worried about like bothering them or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have like a feeling that you're kind of like
A
stepping
nuisance.
in on something
Yeah,
or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I get that too.
You got any friends like that?
I mean, I feel like we mean, do I have any friends that I can just text and whatever? Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're one of them.
Oh, well, thank you.
I would say I have one other person like that, and then the others are kind of iffy. But yeah.
All right, guys, it's been poor therapy.
Yeah, so if you want to just talk to us, or you need our opinion or poor therapy, or you want to confess or whatever, all you got to do is call, text, or email. All that will be on the YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. I even made an Instagram, but I haven't really posted anything on Instagram. But all the information's on there. So all you can do is just click on that, get a hold of us. We'll set everything up. And then, yeah, we'll just talk to you and give you poor therapy. But hope everybody has a good night. And we will be going live next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Peace.
Have a good night, guys. Later.